EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo here in the state of Washington, getting ready for a wonderful day of golf. Chambers Bay, the site of the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this course?
Well, if you're not looking at the golf course today, you can certainly look at the scenery, which is fantastic today. The water is just glistening. Those Olympic mountains are just standing out there in the background. But once your mind drifts back to the golf course, you're going to have your game today. Firm and fast, going to play like a true links.
Is the wind a factor?
It is. You get some of those cross-breeze holes, then all of a sudden, you really better know exactly how you're striking the ball.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
The second shot now to the par 4. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
The swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Now the approach here at hole number 1. And Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
Frank, you're in the business of analyzing golf shots.
I don't want to see that one again.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just a lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
So just 100 yards away. Now the second shot. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That is classy.
No chance of going in.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Getting set now over the putt. Good putt. And now one under par. Will make birdie if this drops. -1. And where we going? Now to the second hole. And Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
And UT has been added, lengthening this hole 30-plus yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little pot bunker and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot and the hole just being softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, it's not just a golf tournament at the TPC Scottsdale.
It's a party.
It's a giant throwdown, isn't it?
It certainly is, but the atmosphere works here. It just fits in. The players are aware of it. They're quite fine to play amongst it, too, because it's such a rare event.
And to be honest, a lot of the fans, and there were almost 180,000 on Saturday alone in 2013, a lot of the fans, they don't see a single golf shot. They're too busy having a good time, having a party. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Fairly long, 25-foot putt here. Kind of a tricky read.
It's at sneaky distance.
Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. So just a formality here. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Now on to the third, first par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really changed. Used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left. Now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hold if you can't make this par 5 and 2. And a brand new green that has been completely changed.
She's ended up on the fairway and it's such a good lie. So many more options available now. Going with a lob wedge here. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
this is not heading in the right direction.
You know, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
I mean, his skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. +1 in the early going. So a tester from 4 feet. That's 2 under par, playing well. Really nice mix of holes to start here at TPC Scottsdale. The 2 4s and then the par 5. Now our first par 3. Just a little over 180 yards, Frank.
Plays a little downhill, longer than what it once was. Green is radically different. It used to be deep, now it's wide. And the bunkering, of course, is visually totally different from what it used to be.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Par attempt here. Always take that. Good par putt right there.
Second shot.
Back to par. Good around. Now to the 5th hole and a challenging par 4.
Slightly longer this year. Played off a new tee at the back, and there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. They've now been put together to form one, and in the perfect position that really make you think about your tee shot. It takes a very big drive to try and carry that bunk on the right. It's going to be at least 315 plus yards to get past that. Green itself still tilts a little left to right and back towards the player.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Second shot, good look at the green. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. "21 feet from pay dirt." couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, maybe next time.
You know they say you have to keep a level head.
Must you?
Well, what do you do when it's about to fall off?
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now to the par 4 6. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering and that choke point. So, the strategy. Do you have the length to get past them? Or, if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
Every once in a while, you're reminded this is a pretty hard game.
That was evidence.
Just a bit offline here, Frank, but not too bad.
You know if it's the wind or just the lie there. Should be okay.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
This would give him a bogey. So the short miss, and those are painful. These putts keep the round together.
Well, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. So close. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Even par, currently.
So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Just a little tap in here. Frank, we hear the sports psychologists who often say, put the mistake behind you, live in the moment. Easier said than done.
It is, male, female. It doesn't, it certainly affects everybody that plays this game. And somehow you've got to play, you've heard the old cliche, one shot at a time. But this is why it's so important. Because if anything from the past creeps in, it really does affect on what you do after that.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Starting to climb back at +2. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. With a birdie now at even par. Frank, the par 4 8. This is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left. Forces the player to go out the right. And this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front. Unless there's a flag position in the front, you're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front.
Nothing to argue about there. Right in the fairway. Second from an excellent lie. That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
And that sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Chance to get it close here.
Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count. And you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry.
A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Settles in over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just 5 feet left. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. 1 over for the day. Getting set now to start one of the most exciting back nines in all of golf on the PGA Tour here at TPC Scottsdale, beginning with the 10th.
If you stand on this green, Rich, and look backwards, you realize how severe this dogleg is. But from the tee side, it's a sharp dogleg to the right. It's actually a layup down the left side, and then a second shot around the 150, 160-yard mark in.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie.
Flagstick 125 yards away.
Still snack though.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Stays at 1 under with that par. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there.
Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway. Then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the bailout side, and your problems are just starting. Second shot.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
The second shot now to the par 4.
Regarded as a very active player, that shot says it all.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Frank, you hate to miss it from that distance.
More than a setback there.
This for par.
In for par.
Seems to really have the touch today.
Par 3 12 may not be as famous as the par 3 16, but Frank, you think this may be a tougher and even better hole?
We see more bogeys and double bogeys here on 12 than 16 will ever see, and courtesy of the water behind and to the right of the screen. If you're going to bail out, find one of those bunkers. Well, a good bunker player obviously can get it up and down, but it's still no snack trying to record your par 3 at 12.
on the green, and a chance for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in because it never made it.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Solid par to remain 1 under.
Just the tap in to finish the hole.
Par 5 13, a chance for birdie or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is. Water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left, too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Looks like it's going to be in the rough. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Going with the lob wedge here.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
Well, they say par 5s are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make 4. Making a 6, though, it certainly sets yourself backwards. So tough up and down.
He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here.
It's at sneaky distance.
Not his best stuff right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, that looked good to me.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Nothing wrong with that par putt. So with that, the score is now at even par. At the 14th now, it's a par 4.
And a dogleg left once again. The bunker on the left side's been pushed out to the fairway to really make you think whether or not you can carry that. It's a lengthy second shot because it's going to play a little bit uphill. And this green is well protected on the left side with the 2 bunkers.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Oh, wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here. Dialed in once again. She has played a superb approach shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Getting set now over the putt. Good putt. And now 1 under par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. In for bogey, now sitting at 2 over for the round. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
You went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is. Just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. That ball is lost in the water. This is the 6th shot after that previous shot went into the water. Frank, this one needs to sit down.
Oh, it's got no chance.
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So it's been a tough hole. Previous shot went into the water, took the drop. This now, the 6th shot.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
That doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole.
Rich, too much grass between ball and club face.
Paid a price with the tee ball landing in the rough.
This is an awkward length.
So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Two over for the day. Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl. It's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards and modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
No, that's a shot gone forever.
For the par. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. That is a solid par putt. 17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
That one ends up about 25 feet from the hole. Chance to get it close here. Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in, and then let it add up in your direction.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Well, not what they wanted. 7 over par already on the round. So, with that, 3 over 16 and 17 now. The finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
Well, this is a goodie. It'll play slightly as a dogleg left. Now, many a year, a player will try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now, and there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 440 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Oh boy, Frank, what happened there?
Just in between, Rich. You know, you don't want to come up short. There's no way, you're going to try and be in that situation. But a little too much club and probably a little too anxious too. Tough position.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Not quite where he wanted it, but it is on the green, and that's not too bad. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. These putts keep the round together. And getting ready for the putt. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Going to need the A game tomorrow. That was not the round they were looking for.
Well, the A game, as we know, doesn't come out every single day, but a positive attitude will certainly go a long way and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of time on the range.